Hi there, I am Arya, your arcade attendant, here to make sure everyone has a good time. So, why don't you come in, pick out your favorite game, and let's have some fun! Hey guys! Today we're here with PowerWash Simulator 2, the demo. I've actually played through the entirety of the first game and I just absolutely loved it, so I was super excited when I heard there was a sequel coming out. And while the sequel's not out yet, it does say it is supposed to release sometime this year. Until then, we get to check out the demo. So, let's start some washing. Removals van. Power wash services, Spruce Clothes, Muckingham. From Harper Shaw. Oh, great news! You're fully moved in and the removal van's moved to the wash bay, awaiting your expertise. Don't think the van should pose too much trouble, despite you having to sell off most of your equipment. I know we got a bit carried away at the auction, but trust me, there's so much more potential in this place. Oh, and Jess says not to worry about paying for the van hire. In fact, she'll pay you. Oh, well, gotta start somewhere, I guess. Let's see. Alright. Looks like the controls feel pretty much the same. Oh, that's cute. They got little butterflies around the bushes. Hello, kitty. Yeah. Yes, great game. 10 out of 10 already. And the cat's name is Bubbles. That's awesome. Okay. I am very pleased already. Oh, wow. Lots of boxes. Yeah, it looks like the jump controls and all that are still the same. Whoop. Alright, so my tactic for these games... Yep, okay, I can still crouch. I just always check if there's anything on the underside. Nope. Looks pretty straightforward there. Don't worry, game. I already know your basic controls. I kind of like to start from the bottom and the inside and then work my way outwards. Just because it looks really cool in the replay when you do it that way. I might even check the audio on that really quick, because that sprayer is a little loud. Yeah, I'll turn that down just a touch. So it's not as harsh. There we go, that should be better. Okay. Yep. Now let's see. Honestly, not too much for the bottom portion here. Looks like it's mostly going to be the upper levels. Yeah, game, I know. You want me to do the tutorial stuff, but I'll get to it in a second. Let me get the bottom of all this first. Okay, so got the same rotation. Yep, okay, I can still go into free mode. That actually helps me because I can get a little bit motion sick sometimes. If I have to shake it back and forth. So that actually helps keep me from getting too dizzy. Alright, I think I've about got the bottom of everything. Okay. Honestly, this is a pretty strong sprayer for our very first one. I'm used to the first ones being pretty weak. Alright. That should just about do it for the bottom half. Yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and hit this guy real quick. Make sure I got all up in the wheel well and everything. Okay. There you go, done your jumping. Ooh. Okay. So, quick swap on the nozzles. So far I've only got yellow and soap on this one. And red and soap on this one. Okay. Oh, Okay, that changes the extension distance. I did go into the settings and change one thing. Whoops, wrong button. I made the dirt highlight pink instead of orange. Seemed more on brand for me. Yep, I already know how to do the free aim mode. I find that very useful. Okay. And I think I accessed that accidentally earlier. And then menu is just escape. Alright. Overall, it seems pretty straightforward. So, for anybody who didn't play the first game, it's, on the surface, very basic. You are somebody who owns a power washing company, and you get hired to go place to place cleaning up people's stuff. They can range anywhere from vehicles to entire houses, and sometimes the craziest things imaginable. To the point where by the end of the game you are cleaning up an ancient temple. And no, I am not kidding about that one. There was some cool bonus content in the DLCs. Some of them were free, some of them you had to pay for. My favorite ones, though, I like the Lara Croft's Mansion stuff because I like Tomb Raider. And my personal favorite was the Final Fantasy VII stuff because I absolutely love Final Fantasy, and unsurprisingly, Final Fantasy VII is one of my all-time favorites. I like the lore, I like the characters, so it was really cool to go through and clean up iconic locations and vehicles and everything. So I really had a lot of fun with that one. So I'm curious to see with this one what they come out with. Gonna go ahead and get the inside of this before I go too much further. Oh, looks like we got a message. Just having a quick nose round your new crib. It's even bigger than I remember. Excited to see what you're gonna fill it with. I am curious about that too. And honestly, this is, like I said before, this is a pretty powerful washer to start off with. In the first game, the one you get to start is pretty weak, honestly. Which, is fair. You are literally just starting your business. And you don't have a lot of money for extra equipment. You kind of get that as you go. Let's see. Aha, I figured there was something hiding in here. That's where they get you in some of these levels, is having the dirt in the really hard-to-see creases like that. It's gonna take me a bit, though, to get used to the tab button being the list instead of being the dirt detection. Because that's what I had it set to in the first game. So I'll have to keep reminding myself that the shortcut changed for that. Like I said, this is cutting through it pretty easily. I'm kind of curious, because I know this is just going to be the soap nozzle. But, what about... Okay, you're the singular power stream. So as the game goes on, you get different nozzles that are better for different things. So, this one doesn't have a big reach, but it is super crazy powerful. That cuts through it instantly. Whereas with this guy... You can see a little bit more left behind. It's not as clear of a trail, but you cover a bigger area. In the last game, my favorite ones to use were the yellow nozzles, and the trident one was a favorite. Just because the trident was a good compromise where it still didn't get as much coverage as this one, but it was super powerful like the red nozzles. But it could cover more area. Oops. I keep forgetting it's Q now. I'm gonna have to remind myself of that 50 times before I remember it. Now, as you can see, this doesn't really follow laws of physics of water running down and getting some splashback to clean certain areas, but it's just fun. You get to cut through and have all these patterns you can make. see. Go ahead and get the rest of you cleaned off. But yeah, just in general, I find games like this very relaxing. Oh, got another message from Harper. I'm gonna start putting the word out for you everywhere I go. Trust me, you're gonna get jobs coming in from all over. I think it was 3 for the extension. And you know how good my business names are. Yeah, that was kind of a running joke in the first game, was every time you got hired for something, people called your business a different name or called you a different name. Also, I kind of stopped talking about it because I swapped it, but you can see when you add in the extension that you can reach a lot further without losing power. The only downside is you kind of have to account for that and adjust how much you're wanting to hit at once. And also it means that you can't get as close to stuff, versus if you're shorter, you can get right up on it. But if I add the extension, I gotta back up a bit. But it does definitely come in handy, especially for angles where you don't want to constantly be jumping, or you don't want to or aren't able to get too high. Especially comes in handy when we begin working on buildings and big things like that. Because the buildings can get a little bit crazy with some of the areas you have to reach. Alright, so let's see. Let's get the last of this inside cleaned up. And, you know, I want to know what the heck happened to this truck to get it this level of dirty? Because this is not... Oops. This is not a normal amount of dirt for a truck. Did they pull it out of the ocean or something? What the heck? Okay, a few little spots here and there. This is also the downside of when you have the big nozzle on. It can be a little bit hard for it to get the tiny spots like that because it hyper focuses everything. Alright, so that's everything on the inside, it looks like. Alright. I'm debating about if I want to be mean or not. Because you can interact with a lot of stuff in your environment. And part of me is like, do I spray the kitty? Do I want to be that kind of a monster? And I'm really fighting not to. I'm just curious, because I always like how big they make these areas you can run out. Because, like, really, there's no reason that you would... Like, you get a couple of little invisible walls here and there. But they give you a lot of space to explore and check it out. The environments are always so cool to see. I saw something come up. What was it? Darn it. There's like a little... Oh, I think it's me picking up the ladder. Yes, in case you weren't aware, you have freaking telekinesis that can pick stuff up from anywhere in this game. Whee! Sprinklers! And honestly, appropriate to have sprinklers out in front of a power washing business. Kind of fits in with the whole idea. But yeah, I like just how detailed they make these environments. They really don't have to, considering you're only supposed to be focusing on cleaning, like, one thing. The gnome. The mighty gnome. Okay, I can rotate them. Yeah, the gnomes were like a whole thing in the last game where you were constantly fighting the gnomes in. I have 2 kitties. You're Squeak. Hello, Squeak. Oh my gosh, yes. I already love this game. I am buying this game when it comes out. I cannot be stopped. My wallet will cry for it, but I am going to do it. Oh, this makes me so happy. So unbelievably happy. We got our own vending machine with washing liquids. Okay, that's actually kind of a good idea. Because that way, if you're not available or somebody says they don't want to pay for your services, they can just go here. But yeah, the gnomes were like a whole thing throughout the last game where you were constantly finding them just all over the place. Okay, I just wanted to get a little exploration done because I was curious. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything else we can really interact with right now. Finding that bonus kitty was such a treat. I am very happy about that now. Go ahead and put our other nozzle extension on. There we go. Now we're getting something done on this area. Oop. Word up, people! Caldera County's premier power wash is back up and running. So if your grubby house brings the stink eye from the neighbors, or even or every trip in the car feels like a walk of shame, hit us up. Oh, got a customer already, Carmilla. Oh, that's actually good to know, thanks. Well, probably gonna get a first customer after this one. And this is, now we can finally see a logo. Jessica's Antiques and Collectibles. So I'm guessing this is going to be our future van, it looks like. Because the one on the other side was the very first thing we got to clean in the tutorial from the last game. That's always very satisfying when you get you get the repetitive ding 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 dings to say, yep, you got everything over here. Now this is the part where we might need to start using soap. And soap is kind of a tricky thing. I don't really like using the soap nozzles much, but they do have their uses for these situations. I'll get the main bulk of the grime first, and then I'll switch to the soap nozzle. Because you can see that this is not coming off as easily. And I think they did that on purpose, just to get you to actually use the frickin' soap nozzle. Be like, hey, part of the demo, you have to, or the part of the tutorial, you have to use it. But I'll get the other side here first. I'll save the top for last. Now, if you want to, you can kind of just go crazy with it, just just blast everything haphazardly. But I prefer to go in stripes, just because it makes sure that I get the bulk of the dirt. Because every now and then, like, you can see it kind of up there, you'll miss, like, one tiny spot. And you kind of have to go over it all over again and be like, okay, I'm like 98% done. Where's the last bit that I need, please? You can also kind of quit partway through a job and come back to it later if you feel like you're getting bored with it. But I always prefer to finish everything at once because I like the satisfaction of getting it done and seeing the entire playthrough afterwards. Alright, go ahead and rinse off the main grime from that guy. Yeah, I got the handle. Yeah, if you see this, it takes so much longer just to blast that off. You either need to be very patient, use one of the strongest nozzles, or you have to use the soap. See, also I like doing the stripes, by the way, because it's very satisfying to just watch the dirt disappear row by row. Get the last little bit on the front here. There we go. And I guess the rest of the trim's from the top. And we have to use our tools occasionally. Alright. And quick dirt check. Okay, missed a little bit in the grill there, but I think we're good now. Main parts left should be the roof and the glass. So, alright, and let's see. Yeah, that was the extension. Now, in the last game, when you wanted soap, you basically had to pay for it, so I'm curious to see what it's going to be like this, because it looks like there's like a little charging bar on there, so I'm wondering if instead it's a case of you have to wait for it to recharge. Because Because you see how this is cutting through it so much better? It's not really good for coverage, but it is great for breaking down all that soapy scum. Alright, so then let's switch back. And that looks like that's coming off a lot better. Oh, there's a... What's that little thing I got here? Ah. I think that's letting me know I missed a spot. That's cool. Let's see. That's a cool feature. In the last game, you kind of just had to go around hunting until you found out what it was you missed. Ah, it's the rail that's dirty. That's a nice touch. It helps keep you on track. I think that's saying the roof. I'll get the roof in a second. I want to get the rest of the glass first. Alright. So I kind of like this mechanic better, because it looks like the soap lingers around until you fully rinse it off. Whereas in the last game, it was definitely a case of you kind of just had to keep blasting it until you got all of it. Let's see, switch... Oh, okay, it was already on that. Huh. It's like it's trying to reflect everything. Alright, get that around the edges. Let's swap back. I like that. That's definitely an improvement to what was honestly one of the weaker nozzles in the last game. So I do like that a lot better. Oh, I missed one of the tires, it says. Okay, it was this one. Okay. And then usually when you get towards the end game, it starts telling you what the last stuff you need is. Whoops. And yes, you can absolutely get the ladders, but parkour! That was always my favorite. I was like, okay, how much can I get done before I really need the ladder? That was always the more satisfying way to do it for me. Especially the Final Fantasy VII DLC, where you basically were cleaning, like, giant killer robots and tanks. I was like, yes, I can use the ladder and the scaffolding, but have you considered I want to climb the giant robot? I want to stand on the death laser while I spray it clean from the muck and grime and blood of mutant creatures. Because that is fun for me. Or, yes, I do wish to break my neck. Oh! Third kitty! Third kitty, third kitty, third kitty, third kitty. Sees was from the first game. He was the like cat, like the town mascot. That everybody was in a uproar because the cat went missing. Okay, any other bonus kitties? I must know. I don't think I see any. I'm just so happy. This game is full of cats. I am pleased. Yeah, it makes sense that Ulysses is here because you kind of find him lounging around throughout the game in the first one. And then at the end, like, the mayor who told you that, like, you hear about the cat missing, and there's a whole scandal with the mayor who skips town, so the cat basically ends up staying with you. Alright, and now... Oh, message from Tessa. Is this smoking hands from your power washer? Rinse and repeat. Greetings from Detergento. We need you to cleansify an unexpected discovery. Okay, we can do that. So, wing... this is the fun part, just seeing the, like, quick recap of everything that you did to clean it up. And I always it's always fun trying to predict, okay, what's going to be the most satisfying thing to see at the very end there? Squishy, just is enthralled by her sparkling removals van. She says she'll give you first dibs on any furniture that she comes across, so keep an eye out for any new items appearing in the shop. It's all pre-restoration stuff, so pretty dirty, but I'm sure you're okay with that. Told you it would all come together. And we got paid like $200 and got 20 points. Alright. So let's go back to our home base. I didn't really get a chance to look at that earlier, so I'm kind of curious. Oh wow, we have like a full base. The kitty! Hi, Squeak! Hi, baby! Giant kitty squishmallows! I actually don't have... we can use this in here. We got our little logo thing, that's cute. I don't actually have any squishmallows. My sister has a couple, mostly ones that I've gotten for her. Let's see. Ah, yes, that was something we got to clean in the first game, was that giant statue. Oh, little Mulliver van. Let's see, what's that say? The Fontaine Scuffle, first edition. Design of the abstract. Okay. Oh yeah, this is modeled after a slide that we cleaned in the park in the first game, so that's cool. Caldera County Cryptids, Mount Rushless Mining Rush, Dr. Joseph Making Washing Fun. I don't think I can read all of the titles. Just kind of curious to see if there's any others I can read. History of Santa Hats. Oh yeah, we did clean Santa's workshop in one of the DLCs in the first game. Looks like history books, encyclopedias. Oh, there's us at the park cleaning up. That's cool. Hello, Ulysses. And hello to you too, Bubbles. Let me move so I can pet the kitty. There we go. Okay. All kitties have been pet and given affection. Okay, so there's a furniture catalog we can access. I'm guessing it's one of these. Okay, so we got our washer equipment, outfits, furniture. We've really got a lot of cosmetics, so I'm going to be looking forward to that. A retro rug and a whimsical sofa. Yeah, sure, why not? They're free. Let's see. So oh, that's a new one. Swirl Force Surf Ace 17-inch head. Increased head size for the surface cleaner that covers more area than the standard head. Oh, that's a 20-inch head. Let's see, extension rods for them. Okay, so I think these are the ones we currently have, then this is the next one up. And then this is like the big upgrade, the huge upgrades. See, as you go through the game, you get crazier and crazier equipment. Which I'm going to be very curious to see what all we can get later. And I guess we can get like the paints and the cosmetics and everything there. Let's see. This is where we can get upgrades for our outfits and everything. Hopefully they'll have like a few more color options you can choose from later. If nothing else, I'll probably go with red, because if pink or purple aren't available, then red and black are go-tos for me. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I don't think we really got anything we can do right now because we don't have the money for it, but that's still cool to see. Okay. Oh, cool. I can go here and completely clean the dirty furniture item. Okay, so we have to clean them before we can use them. Oh, there's a whole map of the place. That's cool. I wonder if we're gonna get to check out any of these other areas, because this is where we're stationed now, is in Muckingham. But yeah, I'm gonna be looking forward to. I think we went out to the desert, one of the deserts before too. But yeah, I'll be curious to see if we explore all these different areas. Let's see. I guess that's like a group picture because you can't do co-op in these games. Oh, us with the kitty. Let's see. Roof of one of the houses. The gnome lurks. Never trust the gnomes. They are always scheming and plotting against you. Okay. That's a cool little setup. Whee! No fall damage! Yay! I'm definitely curious to see, like, what all we're going to be able to unlock throughout the rest of this place. And, of course, we got our little outdoor area out here from where we were in the beginning. So that's nice little continuity when they let you still explore your area. Oh, okay. So that's where our stuff is before we clean it. Okay. Well, this one's pretty straightforward, so we're just going to give it a rinse. I really do like I don't know if you've ever seen them, but there's these rug washing ASMR videos and rug cleaning things you can find on YouTube and TikTok and stuff like that. And yes, I know a good majority of them, they purposefully make the rugs dirtier. So it's more interesting to watch them get cleaned up. But I still find that cool. Alright, let's see. I guess we have a little bit more freedom to decorate this area, so let's kind of do one of these. Leave that there for now. And let's get our next one out. Okay, I'd hit escape before it would let me. Alright. Funky sofa, let's go. Since I'm not going to get like a play-by-play for you, I'm just going to get you all rinsed off as much as I can. Might have to hit the bottom of it afterwards. Sometimes it makes you clean the bottom, and some things it doesn't in these games. Not really much on the bottom here. A little bit behind the legs, but that's about it. Alright. Just hit the bottoms real quick. Just because it's a little bit awkward sometimes later when you're like, wait, where's the one little tiny piece of dirt that I missed? And you kind of go back through the whole thing. Though that little targeting reticle, like the little thing that popped up, was a nice touch. Makes it easier to figure out what you may have missed instead of going around hunting for it. So, good addition. I like that. There we go. That should be everything down here. And let's get you cleaned up here. There we go. And let's see where we could put you. I'm thinking over here. There we go. And then you maybe over here. Alright, there you go. Now we have a nice little couch for people to sit in when they come to visit us. And it's free, so no complaints. Anything else I can do in here? Is this just more like for later stuff? Yeah, I think it's all for later. Alright, let's head back up. Yeah, it's really gonna make me do that. There, I hit your tab thing. I just love our little kitties. They're all so cute. Okay, let's see what we got in here. Okay, there. Access story jobs via the map in the upstairs office. The town would... Let's see. Okay, I was kind of curious. Oh, okay, so I think this is going to be where in the first game, after you completed a job, you could go back through the menu and redo it if you wanted to later. So I think they're going to have us get like little collectible miniature models and whatnot of the stuff we complete, so we can just come back here if we want to redo something. Cool, I like that. That's a nice touch. Alright, let's see. I'm not going to read the articles right now, maybe in another video. The Canadian, the town with no cats. Aliens are big tech. Yes, we did clean a flying saucer in the last game. That was fun. Focal point. Enigmatic billionaire Blake Thrust. Did he mean to destabilize Mount Brushless? Yeah, that was, we had to clean a whole ancient temple to stop the eruption of a volcano. You know, we're good boys, our babies. Oh, I love them. Muckingham Herald, what is he up to? Imagine that's talking about the mayor after he ran away. The Muckingham Merman and the mysterious eternal beam, hypnotizing folks from all over the world. Yeah, that was one of the things that we cleaned up, that big statue. And then Science Mad. Who were the pacifists? Pull my finger. Yeah, that's from the temple that we cleaned. So I like that they're basically saying, yep, this is a direct sequel to the last game. You're not playing as somebody new, you are still the same person. Okay, so I guess, okay, that's how I access it. Public facility. Welcome to the town of Detergento, where the past meets the future to manifest a present that we can all live with. A thing happened to us the other day when I asked my colleague to do a deep dive inventory on our public facilities. We found schematics for a revolutionary convenience installed in 2003, but then almost immediately forgotten about and assumed to be a bench. The whole thing is just pure Detergento. Okay. I'm curious what this thing is going to be. Alright. Kind of want to take a really quick peek around because this... No, I can't leave. No, I want to see... Honestly, it's a pretty nice looking town. Definitely got a different architectural style from Muckingham, so that's cool to see. Have you seen this person? Mysterious hero spotted washing various objects around Caldera County. Any information on their identity? That's us. Nice. Retro LAN party every weekend. Ah, that's cool for a cyber cafe to do that. Let's see, we hope to see you again soon. Hours are closed. Because I'm just being closed on Tuesdays, but Sundays? Why would you be closed on a weekend when you're obviously going to get more business? They also close super early, too. That seems like a bad business model. I mean, maybe they just don't have the people for it, but still. The gnomes are always lurking. Never trust the gnomes. Let's see. Today, Jordan recommends the fresh buttered monkfish and specialty Muckingham fries. Backed by popular demand, the bold one. Why? Plain pizza base with nothing. Oh, the bald one. So it's literally just crust. Interesting. Let's see. Bucketon Festival. Bucketon $4 bill, magnetic sprouts, easy scrubs, Miss Mucky, Blasta Grime. I love these names. Dr. Blammo, the Burning Hills, and many more Park Bucketon. Featuring Bucket On. Bucket full of live magic. Interesting. Okay. I like that they do the little world building touches like that. Nope, can't leave it this way either. Okay, let's see what this place is. Muckingham Barbecue Cookout, sponsored by Muckingham Burgers. That's cool. Power washing liquid coming soon. Let's get soapy. New range of power wash liquids for those tough dirts that just won't come off. I'm guessing that's one of the ones that we sell. What kind of store is this? Whoops. 7:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Seriously, what's with this place having weird hours for the weekends? Do they just, like, all have a no working on weekends rule or something? Mount Ruthless Muckfest. Benny Smalls, A&T, the Soapy Sponges, Triple N, Nazo. Oh, wow. I love it. I've said it before in my date everything video, but I am a huge fan of when games can work in clever little puns based on what they're talking about. So that is Panic Pineapple Normal Lisa. So yeah, I like that. That's fun. Oh, I hear Kitty meowing. Where? Where's Kitty? Where? Kitty! Bubbles, did you come with us, good baby? Yes, I'm going to be very easily distracted by kitties throughout this game. You're just gonna have to live with it. uh, okay. Alright, that was a good little look around. Hello, Ulysses. Oh, do we get to take our cats with us every time? Oh, that'll be so awesome. Where's our third kitty? We're missing a kitty. Where's our baby? Where's the baby? There's Bubbles, Ulysses. Where is Squeak? Hopefully he'll show up by the end. But let's see. They thought this was a bench. Who would want to sit on this thing? Let's see. Let's kind of start around the outside just in case there's any gunk around the rims. Let's go ahead and add that on for a little bit more power. It says warning floor. Huh. Is this like some sort of catastrophe notification system or something? Imagine that would have been useful back when back when the volcano was about to blow. I just heard something activate, and I'm not sure what it was. Huh. Disconcerting. Well, back to cleaning. Which honestly is kind of the whole mood of this game. Well, there's aliens and possible apocalypses, but we got a job to do. We gotta spray away all the dirt. Just get all the dirt. Because we're not paid to care about the rest of that. I found it really funny in the... I thought maybe there was a vehicle driving by with that wind sound. I was gonna say, I found it funny in the Final Fantasy VII DLC where you kind of just get unwittingly drawn into the political and environmental drama between Avalanche, the good guys, and the Shinra company they both hire you for different jobs. And it's like, you have the general who just is like, what those eco-terrorists are gonna get when they got coming to them. And then you've got Reeve, who hires you to help out with some restoration committee projects. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that is a digital sign under there. But then he slowly feels more and more guilty as you help him with things, and he starts lamenting the state that Shinra is leaving the world in. And you get hired by Tifa, who goes on a whole, rant about how, the lifeblood of the planet, how Shinra drains it for profit and everything. Which, is true, but, dude, I'm here to do a job. Ma'am, I'm just here to clean your bar. Alright. And just get this last little bit here. It says I'm only, 18% done, though, so I'm guessing there's something else that comes up here? Probably gonna be something that pops up. Oh? Oh, yep, knew it! Called it! Okay, let's see, take a quick little peek around. Maybe that part opens, I'm wondering now. Okay, so... Well, let's just start spraying through. Test something, since it seems like... Since it kind of feels like there's not a budget for the soap like there was in the first game. Okay, yeah, that didn't add anything. I heard new meowing. Is the other baby here? I'll wait for this to load anyway. So I'll just go through, double check, and pet all my kitties. Hello, baby. Hello, my little baby. Oh, you're so cute. Hopefully they'll work on the petting animation a bit more. I want to be able to actually touch the kitties. Nope, don't see the other one yet. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to test something. Like... Since it feels like this is more reusable than the first game, I want to see if, like, how much of a difference this makes. And really, how long can I use this before I run out? Okay. Let's see. You definitely have to be a lot closer for this. Alright, so we got through a good portion of it, so let's swap over to our other... Oops. How did I... Okay. Okay, so I do still have my other colored nozzles. So, like I said before, red nozzle, very specific. White nozzle, very wide spray, but usually not a lot of power. But I feel like this is going to be good for just, like, getting rid of the soap underneath. So maybe we'll just do a quick rinse through with that. And then green is kind of in the middle between yellow and white, where it still has a really big surface area, but it doesn't have as much power as the yellow. Okay. So that's cool to see that we still have all of our other nozzles. We're not limited to just the one gun. Oh, Tessa's sending us a message. Designed by local visionary Nadia Vonnegut, the pop-up restroom was designed to only appear when needed. Relying on state-of-the-art camera systems and kinetic motion sensors buried deep within the sidewalk, it would detect from the gate of passers-by when relief was required and pop up in the nick of time. Oftentimes, it knew even before they did. Ah, well, that's interesting. Also, I think I heard a little notification, so I was just one more check around to see if the other kitty showed up. Because you'd better believe that any chance I get, I am petting every single one of these kitties. Nope, don't see the third one anywhere. Unless it's just really good at hiding. Okay, just want to double check. Okay, so let's finish up with the soap here. Turn that back on. I will say I definitely appreciate having the unlimited soap that just recharges itself. That's a lot nicer to deal with than having to constantly use your money on soap, and then there's like a limited amount of soap you could even buy in the first place. Let's see, over here gets a quick spritz. It's also very satisfying in general to cover up all the dirty spots with the soap. Whereas before you kind of had to save it for the worst of the worst areas. So I'll probably be using the soap a lot more in this one than I did in the first game. Because if nothing else, it seems like it'll be a good pre-treat method. And then you can go in with the stronger nozzles afterwards. Let's see, get those areas we missed earlier. before there was like a whole mechanic of, oh, you have different soaps for different surfaces, so if you have the wood soap, even if you're spraying it all over that metal sign, it's not going to do anything at all, and you're just wasting your money. Let's see. Alright. Alright, and then let's switch back for yellow. Let's see. Maybe I'll try our green nozzle this time. That seems like a suitable compromise between the power and the coverage. Because white is honestly just a little bit too weak. Alright. Yeah, this seems to be doing a good enough job when combined with the soap. And the soap does a great job of marking the places I need to hit again. So yeah, definitely a much better rework than the first game. Let's see. Here's tiny spots, I'll just blast you away. Let's see, get the little roof spots. And honestly, I like this idea of a pop-up bathroom. It reminds me of in some places like Japan where they've got the big glass see-through public restroom stalls, but then when you go inside and you lock the doors, it makes the glass really opaque so then people can't see in. Let's see. Alright, there we go. Got all that light. Okay. Anything else on this side? Nope. Everything looks pretty good over here. Alright, let's get this guy. Go ahead and get that poster. Driving me barking. Hear me woof again. Okay. Interesting movie title. Oh, it opened up again or something? Oh god! Oh no! Oh, that is horror. That is horror territory right there. Oh god! that made me physically shudder to see that. Oh, oh no, no! Save me, kitties! Save me with your cuteness. I don't want to go in there. Don't make me go in there. Please, kitties, save me. You're right, Bubbles. I gotta go in. I gotta do this. I gotta get money so I can keep you all fed with fancy gourmet cat food and the best cat toys that you'll honestly just ignore in favor of one or two pipe cleaners or something. Which actually the pipe cleaner is my sister's cat. That is her absolute favorite to use. That's her favorite toy ever, are the pipe cleaners. Let's give that a second, let that recharge a bit. I'm also curious to see, because we had the other gun, I'm curious which one is, if one of these is stronger than the other. Also, I like that the soap shares the load time across the bar. Oh, it's not any better with the toilet seat up. It's not. Oh. Alright, so I guess let's start blasting everything. I feel like at this point, though, we need to just burn this entire place down, cleanse it with fire, and just have that be our sanitizer for everything. Because really, I can blast away the grime, but y'all are gonna need to bleach this junk after I'm out of here. People are gonna come in here and just get every infection imaginable. God. Let's go ahead and get nice little even soap coverage around here. Maybe just tackle this one side at a time because, my gosh. Oh, that's a changing table. I am scared to see what is inside of that. Alright, I think we got a pretty good soap coverage around this general area. Get this last little bit by the door before I run out. A little bit more for the floor. Okay. Alright. Let's start scrubbing now. Oh god, it's a completely different color underneath. Why? Who let it get this horrible? This is a crime against nature at this point. Hey, Wishy, just heard that the fire chief's dog's gone missing. Uh-oh. That sucks. For him. We're in our own special kind of hell right now. Panic over, the fire chief just left the back gate open. Vulcan's home now. Okay. We're gonna be a while before we can get home at this rate. Because, my gosh. Just the horror of this place. It shall haunt my nightmares. I will close my eyes and I will see the multi-colors of grime and dirt and probably years old bacteria colonies. They were at this point, I think they're multi-generational colonies of bacteria. Oh, got a message from somebody else. Wait, someone's only gone and added a restroom extension below the grubby open bench? On Equinox Boulevard? Tallulah. Huh, iconic. I'm already feeling the need. This is next level ingenuity. You better be goddamn grateful for what I'm doing for you people. The horrors I am enduring for your sakes. Let's see. Yeah, that should give me a better view in there. Let's make sure I get up under the flaps. Okay. I think that's about the best it's gonna get. And looks like everywhere that I soaked earlier. So... honestly, I can't really tell if there's a difference in power between these or not. Just the stark contrast. Oh, now for the horrifying part. Opening this up. For the babies. For the babies. Oh god, those poor babies. Oh no. It hurts. It hurts to look at this. Alright, I'm busting out the yellow nozzle for this one. Just gonna blast away every bit of this grime. Yeah. I still think we need to just, like, fire off a bath bomb filled with bleach and sanitizer. Just anything to make this even remotely safe for public use. Because even with what I'm doing, there is no way this is going to be clean enough for people to use safely. Okay, a little bit there. Anything else? A little bit on that side. And a little bit on the bottoms, too. Okay. I think this is cleansed enough for the time being. At least until somebody comes in and actually scrubs everything. So let's get some fresh air and give our gun a chance, our stove a chance to reload. Ugh, that is horrifying. I'm not even like afraid of. I don't have like a mold or a dirt fear or anything, but even that was just ugh. It made me shudder looking at it. That was just so much gunk and grime. That's like the type of bathroom you find when you're on a road trip and it's gonna be, you kind of pull over at a gas station or a rest stop and you know it's gonna be at least 2 hours before you'll see another bathroom again. But you go in and you're like, I think I'll hold it. I don't care. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna hold it. No, you can't make me. It's that level of bad. If anybody's ever watched Animaniacs before, there's one, like, from the original series. There's one bit in an episode, like a whole episode, where one of the main characters is just desperate to find a bathroom he could use because he's about to explode. He has to go so bad. And he is looking everywhere for one, and everywhere he goes, it's either not available or it's horrifying. And one of the ones he finds, he goes to a truck stop, and he goes to a gas station, I think it was actually, and he asked if there's a restroom he can use, and the owner tells him, "Go ahead, but I ain't cleaned that restroom in decades." And he's like, "I don't care. I need to go so bad. I'm gonna blow up." And then he goes in, and it is honestly this level of horrifying to look at. It was covered in dirt and grime, and the moment he turned the lights on, there were cockroaches that were climbing up the walls. And he's just like, "Nope, nope, nope." Even he backed out of that one. Which honestly I would too at that point. My gosh. Let's see. I'm trying to sanitize this place as much as I possibly can. Because people are going to come in here and they're going to get diseases that mankind previously thought had been wiped out decades ago, centuries ago even. They're gonna come in here and come out with frickin' polio and mumps or something. Which, yes, I know those are still around, but not to the extent they used to be. It's just gonna be like one of those things of you come in here and you're not walking out the same as when you walked in. You are bringing something back with you, and it is not going to be pleasant. Alright. I think I have soaped about as much of this place as I possibly can. So, I say that and I want to just... if I had a flamethrower attachment, I would absolutely be using it. Alright, let's get the rest of this skunk out of here. Because nobody deserves a restroom this bad. No matter how badly they have to use it, nobody deserves this. Like, yes, it is a great idea, but this should not be open to the public until you've had a professional sanitization crew, like, who go in after biohazards to clean up. That's the level of a person you need to come in here and get this place fully clean before it's ready for public use. Because just getting rid of the visible grime is not going to get rid of all of the mold and bacteria at its source. I actually used to watch shows like Hotel Hell and Kitchen Nightmares and stuff like that. I still watch Kitchen Nightmares sometimes, but not as much as I used to. But yeah, there were bathrooms in those episodes that would just be horrifying. And I remember in one of the Hotel Hell, it's either Hotel Hell or like Hotel Impossible. Let's see, what am I missing on this? Some stuff on the bottom. But yeah, in one of those, there was a spa in the hotel, and the guy running the show, he discovered there was black mold in their spa and sauna areas, which is very, very, very much a problem. And he told them, "No, you are not doing business here until I get a professional like crew in here that is experienced with mold to remove it all." And so he comes back the next day, and they're like, "Oh, we took care of it. We just cleaned it. And he's like, "Okay, what did you clean it with?" And they're like, "Oh, just some standard, like, we had some regular cleaning chemicals and stuff." And he just had to be like, "No, that is not how you get rid of black mold." And so he went back to where they had done the cleaning, and they didn't really clean that much of it. It was more just that they cleaned it a little bit, and then they painted over it. They thought they could get away with painting over the black mold, and then that would mean that it wasn't there anymore. And he had to prove it to them by literally scraping away a couple layers of paint and showing that it was still very much there. And that they just didn't want to basically close down their spa and their sauna and pool and all that, because they didn't want to lose the money from people being upset about it. Let's see, there's probably some on the bottom. Yep. Okay. It is done. Release me from this hell. Oh, that was horrible. That was horrible. Alright, let's see it. Yep, when we cleanse the outside with all the soap. Oh, cool, they gave us an inside view, too. That's nice. Okay. The deed has been done. Oh, Rinson, you'll be delighted to learn that the public facility's kinetic sensors have been updated. It's been successfully reintegrated into our public convenience network just in time for our upcoming Equinox Festival. I can state with confidence that you'll be hearing from us again, Tessa. If you send me into another one of those bathrooms, I'm coming to your house and I'm flooding it! Ugh. Well, that was an absolutely terrifying one to end on. I don't think we have any more active jobs. Yep, it's got a little bathroom model in here, so that confirms my thing I thought from before. Oh, kitties. The things I do to keep you fed and loved and given proper furniture that you'll ignore anyway to sleep on the floor. But I still adore every single one of you. Okay. I'm not sure if... Okay, we did the thing. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm not sure. I don't think there's anything else to really do in this demo. I'll probably poke around on my own to see it. If there are more jobs, I'll do another video of this. But for now, this is really fun, and I cannot wait until the full game comes out. I am extremely excited about that. I'm looking forward to basically exploring this whole map and seeing how else I can customize my little area here. I love games where you get to customize and build your own stuff and furnish it and everything, so I'll be very much looking forward to that. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Say bye-bye, kitties! Bye-bye! Aw, game over already? Don't worry, there's always more fun to be had later. If you enjoyed your stay, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for visiting Arya's Arcade. Bye-bye!